Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. No, a button came up on my phone as well. Good morning. My name is Councillor Anthony Kelly. Welcome to today's hearing. I'll be chairing the hearing. My council colleagues are Councillor Paul Condon and Councillor Julian Gallant. We are today's subcommittee. We have Alison Luff, the legal advisor to the subcommittee. We have Cornelia Harden, who is a clerk to the subcommittee and shall be minuting the meeting. In accordance with procedure, I will invite the licensing authority to present the application for review and call any witnesses in respect of whom permission to appear has been given and answer any questions put to them. Then I shall invite the premises to make their representation, answer any questions, and then I will invite all parties to briefly sum up their respective cases. At the end of the subcommittee, accompanied by the legal advisor and the committee clerk, we will retire to consider the decision. The decision will be given at the end of the meeting and will be confirmed in writing within 5 working days. So just to say, if you're not speaking, I recommend you mute your mics, but leave your cameras on. So, yeah, go on. Sorry,
Chair, Councillor Kelly, if you just bear with me, I think Mr. Arshad dropped out of the meeting. He has come into the waiting room. I have let him in again. Right. But if we could just pause for. Yeah. He seems to have gone again, Mr. Arshad.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Yeah. He was in the waiting room. I let him in, but then he was taking a long time to join.
All those people viewing live stream, thank you for your patience.
Muhammad Arshad
joined the meeting.
Okay, I think he's joined by phone in the end. I'll let him in to the meeting.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. I have some connection problem. So
yeah, okay, Mr. Arshad. I think we'll proceed with you on the phone, given your connection problems. I don't know which parts you picked up on, but I've introduced everybody. So we're going to go to Mr. Bob Deere, who's going to present the application. Mr. Deere, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. It's an application from the Licensing Authority for review of the premises for Chilli, Spice and Wine, number 5, The Vale, W37SH. This follows 2 visits on the 13th of May of this year. It was visited. We entered the shop and there was one female shop assistant and one male who identified himself as Mr. Mohammed Arshad, the premises licence holder and designated premises supervisor. The purpose of the visit was explained, and whilst checking behind the counter, inside a box that contained the plastic food containers, 40 packets of illicit cigarettes were found. Mr. Arshad was asked if there were any more inside the shop, and he stated that no more would be found. Due to him starting to rearrange bags underneath the food counter, I found another white plastic bag containing another 14 packets of cigarettes. Whilst inspecting behind the counter, on the floor there was full bottles of spirits, and it was noticed that 2 bottles of brandy were open and half full or half empty. On the shelf behind the counter, the officer checked the bottles of spirits and found 70 cl bottles of Polish Dubravka vodka and 150 centilitre bottle of Sablika vodka, which still had the duty-free labels across the lid of the bottle. And Mr. Arshad fully admitted buying these from a Polish male who had attended the shop. These items were listed, signed over for destruction, and a first and final warning given. Officers returned on the 6th of July of this year at 6:35. Mr. Arshad was alone in the shop at the time, and again we stated the purpose of our visit. He stated that he had learnt from his previous visit and the officer would not find any illicit goods. Officer Gohari from our trading standards team went into the rear store and found the cooking area where the cooking areas are, and the premises license holder followed him in. In the oven, Officer Gohari found 120 packets of illicit cigarettes and 150-gram pouch of roll your own tobacco. All the notices were completed, and whilst they were being written up, I noticed Mr. Arshad pick up a key and slip it into his left jeans pocket. I asked him what the key was for and where the car was, and I asked him if we would find any more cigarettes in the back of that vehicle. He openly admitted that we would, and said that we'd find another 25 cartons. We went to the vehicle, which was parked nearby, and in the boot we found another 318 packets of illicit cigarettes. These were all seized and signed over for destruction. So in total, over the 2 visits, 9,840 cigarettes were seized, 50 grams of roll your own tobacco, and 5.4 litres of illicit alcohol. The unpaid duty on those products amounts to over £4,000. And obviously we say that the premises licence holder and designated premises supervisor is failing to promote the crime disorder licence objective. These premises have been licensed by Mr. Arshad since the 18th of February 2007, and a licence was granted finally under the new system in 2009. And obviously we say that these actions undermine the objective of the authorities that are licensed in body and in the public health, as a availability of cheap tobacco products not only affects their efforts to encourage residents to give up smoking, but also makes smoking more accessible to young people. It also undermines the taxation and plain packaging objectives to promote smoking cessation. Due to the above incidents, the obvious disregard for the law and the fact that the premises licence already has extensive conditions, we ask that the licence be revoked. And that is the evidence, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Have you brought any witnesses in support of your application today?
No, sir, not today. No other witnesses. And there was no other representations received from any other responsible authority. Okay,
that's fine. Do you, councillors, do you have any questions to the material nature of the evidence? So any details that you wish to ask Mr. Deere to clarify? No?
Hello.
One moment, Mr. Arshad. I just want to give the councillors the opportunity to do the substantive details, but they haven't come forward, so I'll take that. Yeah. So, Mr. Arshad, questions.
Yes,
this is questions to Mr. Deer. You'll have an opportunity to speak in the general about what may have happened, but questions about the details of the application, i.e., the amount of cigarettes, etc., etc.
Okay. So, sir, the thing is that when the COVID started, so everybody was struggling. I was struggling as well.
Yeah.
And very hard to pay everything. First, I say apology all of your officers, which I made mistake with. Admit, I'm sorry. And I was very, very struggling, and just it's hard to pay electricity, gas bill, rent, and stuff like that. And Acton Vale is a quiet area. It's not busy like Ealing Broadway, sir. And just I don't have a choice. I was stressed, and that's what we're gonna do. And all this area, still the people is doing other shop. That I started like 4 or 5 months ago.
I hate to cut across you because you will get an opportunity to express that. But do you contest any of the substance of Mr. Deer's application? I.e., was it that amount of alcohol? Was it that amount of cigarettes? That they didn't belong to someone else. I'm just that's what I'm looking for you at the moment, and you'll be able to make representations afterwards. I realise this is the first time you've probably been in this platform, but do you have any questions to Mr. Deer about the nature, the substance of the application?
No, sir, I don't have any question. Okay. Whatever is Mr. Deer wrote, it's right.
You don't contest any of that. Well, that's fine. No. You'll have an opportunity to come in again. Right.
No, that's fine. Which Mr. Deer wrote it is fine.
Okay, that's useful. That's helpful. Okay. So really, you'll get an opportunity to sum up again. But back to you, Mr. Deer. I mean, you talk about ask for revocation. Is there any opportunity that you've had with Mr. Arshad to discuss it in the general, what he might be able to do moving forward in order to change his ways and apply a different policy, different operating practice? Is that something you can comment on, Mr. Deer?
Yes, Chair. Obviously, Mr. Arshad is a very open man, which you will hear from him shortly. I think he fully appreciates, how can I say, he used the words caught in a trap where he's been offered cigarettes. COVID had just was biting, and he saw an opportunity. I'd also like to say that he has been open with me, and obviously we've had very meaningful discussions about moving forward, and some of the messages he sent me have been very positive. Obviously, I can't say any more than that, Chair.
Okay. So, Alison, you may be helped out, but we could go to the substance of the current license in terms of alcohol by volume, operating times, CCTV, etc., etc. Is there any conditions that could be introduced that you think would be beneficial to the operation, Mr. Deer?
Yes, Chair. Obviously, it is an old license, and it's got my condition number 13 on the license. It's obviously you're fully aware it's my favourite unenforceable condition that says the shop shall not display or sell high-strength lagers, beers, and ciders, i.e., exceeding 5.5 ABV at low-cost prices, which as I mentioned, is totally unenforceable. One of the worst worded conditions I've ever seen, I think. He already has CCTV in the shop that was working, and we were offered a copy of that by Mr. Arshad, and that's why I say he's very positive in that respect. That's probably the only condition that I would ask you to look at.
And the timings of the operation?
It's the old. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, and on Sunday it's 10 o'clock until 10:30.
10:30. Yeah.
Yes, I mean it's a very small operation. 50% alcohol, 50% food, and that's what. Well, I think that the hours obviously suit that business.
One more thing. What about miniatures and spirits? Miniatures and spirits.
Yeah, obviously there were no miniatures that we saw in the shop. But obviously that is a condition that can be added, as well as I mean he's got a condition there that after 7 o'clock there should be 2 people working. I'm sure I've seen it here. And obviously, I say he is the DPS. I mean, if I don't think there would be even a possibility of removing him in that respect, because there would be nobody to replace him. He would have to sell the business.
And training, in terms of training, would you recommend any training for Mr. Arshad?
Yes, I mean he has got a personal license from. It's not London based. He could do a refresher course and perhaps do the designated premises supervisor course. His staff is very minimal. I think he relies on students doing less than 20 hours a week, and some of those actually cook for him, I think.
Okay. I think that's very useful. And Julian, Councillor Gallant, just in regard to these items.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chair. Just a very quick question. Were there cigarettes and alcohol sold in the correct manner as well as in the illicit manner in the premises? With the correct barriers and the correct cupboards and the correct, as per the licence?
Yes, indeed. He does sell normal tobacco and all the rest of the alcohol. And obviously, it was only on the first visit we found the illicit alcohol. The second visit we didn't find any illicit alcohol on the premises. The shop is not open outside of permitted hours, and there is a separation, and he actually has like a guard, I think, to stop people coming in and just taking alcohol from the shelves.
Okay. Councillor Conlon, do you have any questions in regards to conditions?
Not really.
No, that's fine. Don't worry, you'll get Mr. Arshad. This might be the opportunity to bring you in. So you've heard a bit about what Mr. Deere believes could help you operate your business in a more what's the word, aligned operation to licensing. What's your thoughts, sir? alcohol reduction to 5.5. Continue with your. Are you there, Mr. Arshad?
Yes, sir. I'm listening. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, if your license meant that you couldn't sell alcohol above 5.5 alcohol by volume, would that be a condition you would accept?
No, sir. Because the thing is that it's old license, and second thing is it's going to be half a sale will be down, because some people buy the other stuff as well, which is like a special brew and other. So mostly they buy the light drinks, but medium 5.5 less than this, sir. No, it's not. It's very difficult for me to survive, sir. Sir, this is not busy area. Is actually not busy area, dear sir.
Okay. So, in terms of correlating, what's your understanding of high strength beer and its effects?
Because they said, it's not high strength that much, because some people buy, but not all of them. Mostly they buy, 6%, 5.5, 5.2, this one. But some people, they buy this one, then they buy food, they buy, soft drink.
Okay. Are they the same people that might? Are they the same people that might be buying the illicit cigarettes from you, Mr. Arshad?
No, I have English cigarette. I'm not selling any other cigarette at all.
No, sorry.
No.
Sorry, just to be, there was illicit cigarettes found on your premises.
Yes.
And you haven't contested that you sold them. They weren't being stored there. They were being sold at your premises. My question to you is, the people that buy the high strength beer, would they not be the same people that buy the cigarettes that you haven't paid the duty on, sir?
No, sir, it's not like this. No.
But they're different people. They're a different. So.
Yeah, so some selected people who come to buy this. Not everyone. And the second thing, I never had a trouble in my life in my shop, and never police come. I'm very sensible how to deal with the customer. And second thing, sir, I'm DPS myself. I understand the situation. Give it to who, give it to not. So.
Yeah, but obviously you've been given illicit cigarettes to people.
Is cigarette before or now?
Sorry?
Is it a cigarette which you're talking about in these days or previous one which Mr. Deere took it?
Okay, Mr. Deere has confiscated illicit tobacco and cigarettes from your premises. Now, those items would have been sold in the course of your operation. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so they've been sold. So those cigarettes are being sold to people. Now, I'm asking you, the people that buy those cigarettes, would they be the same people that buy some of them would be the same people. They come in, they ask for their special cigarettes, and to use your phrase, buy special brew beer. That those people buy beer as high strength beer as well, don't they?
No.
What, never?
No.
So
no.
So you're suggesting to me that people don't ever buy cigarettes with high strength beer?
No.
Never?
No. Some is once, is 10, 15, 20 customer come. Usually they buy one can. They don't buy cigarette. The normal people come, like who buy, it's a Stella, Foster, they buy cigarette. Is a high strength who says they don't buy cigarettes. No.
Okay. I think I've gone as far as I can with this. Did you have any questions for Mr. Arshad, councillors?
Sir?
I'm asking the councillors if they have any questions for you in relation to.
Okay,
just
sir.
stand by.
Okay, sir.
I've got a question. Are you still there, Councillor Kelly?
Councillor?
Okay, well, I don't know what's happened to Councillor Kelly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, can I ask a question? Yeah, just a quick one. I was just wondering, so how do customers know, or how did they know that you had these cigarettes for sale, as they're not on display? So, you know, have customers been going to the shop and buying alcohol or buying someone else, and someone in the shop has said, while you're here, I've got these cigarettes that are very good value, and so that's how you sell them, or has word been spread around by other means that you know they can get these cigarettes at your shop? How have they been marketed to the customers?
The thing that sometimes they come, they ask, you have or not, before the incident happened. So does there some, that's we say yes, sometimes we say no. Since this incident happened, so I'm not doing anything. Just I have only English secretary. They just ask, I'm not going to marketing and tell them come and buy this cigarette for me. No. Some people ask because I was struggling, so I say yes. Then this incident, then everything stopped. I'm not doing anymore.
Mr. Raj, I just want to go back to you again. Sorry, and Councillor Gallagher. We believe, okay, and it has been evidenced that there is a particular market of people that shop who buy high strength beer, okay, and illicit cigarettes. Do you not believe that? I know financially there may be a challenge in the short term. Do you not believe that having lower alcohol will make your premises an easier place to manage? Do you not believe that?
It's not easy to, still I can easy to manage now. I have experience, but high strength beer who buy, they never buy cigarettes.
Mr. Arshad, you've got experience of selling illicit cigarettes. That's the only thing we have evidence of. Okay, so, you know, people come to premises at certain times. Okay, yes. They are actively breaking the law, which or you know, laws. Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
One of the challenges is to not attract a certain type of person. This type of person may be inclined, and this is a very strong suggestion here. They may be inclined to also want to purchase high strength alcohol. If you're not selling high strength alcohol, you may have a much easier task in operating your premises in line with the licensing objectives. Do you not believe that's the case?
No, I can't survive it then, because half of 20% customer they go somewhere else. They go other 3 shops around there as well. They are selling.
But they're coming to,
it's only 100 yards, 200 yards.
Right. Okay. All right. Councillor Gavin, thank you.
Thanks, Chair. Yes, look, the question is with the open bottles of alcohol, and these were spirits. How were you selling that? And you know, how are you selling it? Who were you selling it to?
The opening bottle, which one? No, we don't sell opening bottles, sir. No, we don't.
But like, open bottles are half full, half empty bottles were found on the first.
Actually, okay, I'm going to explain. Just give me 1 minute, sir. Because Mr. Deer came 13th of May. That was the Eid day. You know that the Ramadan is finished. Yes. And the last night, my few friends came. I closed my shop 11 o'clock. They bring their own bottle. about 5-6 people, because they celebrate like a Christmas Eve. That was the Eid Eve. 13th of May, it was the Eid. When the Ramadan finished, Muslim people celebrate. I'm Muslim.
Yes.
So my friend came last time, that's their bottle. Sir, I didn't consume anything, and it's 1.5 bottle. How can I drink? No way. This is not, no.
So
I don't sell alcohol open bottle. No, sir.
So that alcohol wasn't sold. That was just left behind.
No. It's my friend's bottle. It's not mine.
Okay.
Not at all. They bring themselves. Just celebrate the Eid things. Even the Eid Eve after 11 o'clock, 4 or 5 my friends came there, and they left over there. That's all. I don't sell open bottles, sir, at all. No.
Okay.
This is all. No, sir. No.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I've been to Eid celebrations, but I've never been offered alcohol at them. And I don't drink alcohol as a matter of course either. But do you understand that you're not a licensed, you're not a licensed premise to drink on premises? Do you understand that?
Yeah, sir, I know that we cannot drink on the premises, during the working hour, 10 till 11.
Yeah.
But my friend came after 11 o'clock when I closed the shop.
Yeah, but it was still left over. The alcohol was lying around when Mr. Deere attended the property. Is that correct?
No, actually the thing is that they left, they gone. I mean, they forgot their bottle. It's not much. That's why it was there. If I know that, if I open it, then I'm going to hide somewhere.
No. In all fairness, you forgot their bottle. It's your premises, and it's your duty to make sure there's nothing on the shop floor that shouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm. It was behind the counter, and it was a hide. It's not. I mean, is the things going to be candlelight? No.
Okay. All right.
I realize now. I have to, think. Now I learned lots of things.
What I will do now, Mr. Arshad, I will give you an opportunity now to make your representations as you did. Then Mr. Bob will sum up. I will give you, because it's your license at stake.
Okay, sir.
But there's another thing about doing training, refresher course for licensing training. Is that something you wish you would undertake?
Yeah, I will do that. No problem, sir.
Okay, you would underdo that, and it would be an approved, and it would be an approved course from the licensing authority.
Okay, all right, sir. No problem.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Just so you understand what's been offered. So you would accept that condition, and you currently don't have any miniatures at your premises, do you?
Miniature is a small one. Yeah,
Miniature
it's a little one. It's like it's a vodka and other things. Yeah, only few bottles. That's it. I don't keep, because it's not good selling, and I don't keep it much. No.
Okay, but if we were to put a condition that you could not sell miniatures, would you object to that?
Problem.
No problem. But
miniature, no problem, sir.
You don't want, so you'd be happy not to have miniatures.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay, that's fine, because not selling good. That's I admit. That's fine. You're absolutely right, sir.
Okay, and the 5.5, you wouldn't accept that as a condition.
No, that's not, sir. No, I cannot say so. My polite request. That's my bread and butter, sir.
Okay, what might you accept as the highest alcohol by volume? Could you suggest a number? 10%, 8%, 7%, 6%? No,
it's not 10%. As normal, which is doing at the moment, which is written. They're not 10% too high. I don't sell 10%. It's like
I'm asking you what would be your upper limit.
I think it's a special brew is a 8.2% and 7.9. It's always, they change the, strength alcohol. Yeah, just special brew and what you call it is Call Super and Kestrel. They are the strong one. Rest is not strong. Rest of that under them only three. Only these three things, sir. Rest is under them is like a 6.2, 5.2, and 5.7. It's like this. They're under.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. If you want to go to your representations, and maybe you can talk about why you decided in the first instance to purchase cigarettes, etc. When you started off, if you were talking about COVID, etc. If you want to relay that to us now, I think that'd be a good point. Mr. Arshad, why talk about why you started selling illegal stuff in your shop.
I mean, when I start these things, is cigarette which Mr. Deere took it. You're talking about those ones, sir?
Yes.
About 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay, I sort of interrupted you because we were talking about questions, but you were talking about, and I want you to talk. I want you to sum up and make your representations now about what you were doing, why you done it, and what you're going to do in your business what you're going to do differently now to ensure that you uphold the licensing objectives.
Chair, sorry to interrupt. I see Councillor Gallant and Alison have their hands up. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. I think Chilli needs to take his hand down, I would imagine.
It's just a very quick question, Chair.
Yeah, go ahead, Chilli.
No, very question. Has wine been sold on the premises at all, or has it not been sold? We haven't heard about wine at all. But has it been sold on the premises?
Mr. Arshad, do you sell wine?
Yes, sir.
Sorry? Do you sell wine?
Yes, sir. I sell wine. Yeah, but wine strength is low. It's like it's 11%, 9%. It's not more than 11.5. Yeah, I sell wine, white and red, both wine I sell. Yes.
About between 9 and 11%.
Yeah, because it's not. They don't make a wine a high one. No, it's a normal one like a Jacob's Creek, Wood Blast, and that is this one Echo Fall. This is a normal strength one. 5%. They have some 6%.
Echo Falls is low strength, but Jacob's Creek is 14.5%.
Jacob's Creek 14.5.
Yeah, Jacob's Creek is, that's strong. That is full strength table wine. Yeah.
Sir, I don't think so. It's a 14%. Could be.
It's a minimum 13.5, but that's full strength table wine.
Yeah, 13.5. Yeah. Okay. Some very rare. And 12%, 12.5, then 11, 9, and Echo Fall and Blossom Hill. Yeah, they're the low strength one.
Those are low strength. Okay.
I mean, my understanding is table wine goes up to 13%, and then above that, it's regarded as a fortified wine. That's sort of my understanding. Okay.
That's fine. Thanks very much. That's clear.
Yeah. Right. So, Mr. Arshad, if you can talk about your business, what you were doing, why you were doing it, why you shouldn't do it, and what you're going to do now. Mm-hmm. You said I don't sell cigarettes anymore, but you need to convince us that you're not going to do it anymore. So can you tell me what measures you're taking? So I want you to talk about first why you done it, and what you're going to do in the future. I mean, you told us that you don't want to change your alcohol by volume. So,
right. Yeah.
So you need to. So over to you, sir.
Okay. The thing is, I done the mistake, which I apologize, and now is what I can say. I'm going to the routine work which I'm doing at the moment, selling food and the normal stuff which I'm doing. So I hope so. I'm going to work hard more, and this is my bread and butter. Only I know this thing, shopkeeping. The rest I don't know that. I'm 57 years old, man, and that's all I know. That and the measure is that Anytime the officer come check my shop, my working order, without anything, come check. I'm telling you, it's my promise. I never do it again. This policy at all, and not any illegal stuff, not anything else. Anytime they can come and check. I'm gonna let me more work hard now. Is business going a little better because a lot of things open now. COVID-19 a little bit down now, so I hope so. Inshallah, things can be better and better. But I'll go according to the rules, sir. I never get chance anymore till my last day of life. So this is my bread and butter. I never get public fund in my life. If anything happened to me, we're going to do that. I'm going to lose everything. I lost my family as well long time ago. So, I have a lot of stress. So that's why these things happen, which I shouldn't. It's not excuse, but I say sorry. Never happen again, anything like this before, sir. Coming time. Never. That's all I can say, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Dare, and I believe, I think you can sum up now, and I'll give Mr. Arshad the right to reply, should he want to anything you may say.
Thank you, Chair. Obviously, you've obviously seen what sort of character I think Mr. Arshad has. I would say I'm a little bit surprised that he's not willing to accept a lesser ABV condition on the alcohol, and obviously I haven't really got much else to say, Chair. He's made 2 mistakes after receiving his first and final warning. He's made another mistake, and that's all I'd like to say.
Okay, Mr. Arshad.
Sir.
Mr. Dare has mentioned the alcohol by volume, about bringing it down. I have mentioned it several times, bringing it down to 5.5. So I just want you to consider that very, very hard. Would you, so would you consider and accept a condition of 5.5?
Sir, no, it's difficult for me.
Okay, right. You said, okay, I keep giving you the opportunity. So you go ahead now. Anything you wish to say in reply to Mr. Dare or any of us, and then we will go away to consider the decision.
Okay, I'm going to say one thing, Robert, dear. Sir, you help me as well. I help you. And, I made mistake twice. And I cooperate all the time. I came in the interview. You asked me the question. I said, sir, it's happened. So, and gave my first interview. The human always learn their second mistake, which I did. I learned I don't have a, but Mr. Deere is a nice man. I request Mr. Deere, please. I know, all the condition of my shop and me, it's a big shop and it's hard to survive. So my polite request, all of you, sir, especially Mr. Deere, and please consider about me. That's all I can say. And that's any time, come and check. And I was very cooperative. When Mr. Deere asked me, do you have some this? I said, yes, yes. Because, okay, I'm human, I make an error. Human all make mistake, but we learn our mistake. And I've done it. And it's now, for me, no more coming time till my last day. Never can be happen. Mr. Deere, sir, please, all my situation. I'm working hard, 12 hours, 13 hours a day on my own. And part-time, sometimes the student staff come. That's all. That's all. I work 7 days a week. Okay. Please.
Obviously, Mr. Dare has made the application, but he doesn't make the decision. So I accept your opinion.
Yeah, you make the decision, sir. I can request.
But we decide on this. That's the nature of the hearing. And we've made very strong recommendations. Well, I certainly have. Does anybody have any further questions? Alison, is there anything that is outstanding procedurally before?
Just a couple of points of clarification. any ABV limitation will apply to beers and ciders, not wines. Just to clarify that. And I was going to mention that when we've had situations like this before, conditions have been put on relating to only buying from reputable warehouses, keeping receipts. There's a sort of a few conditions relating to that. So I just wanted to flag that up to Mr. Arshad as something that the committee might consider in order to prevent buying from illicit traders.
Mr. Arshad, are you able to respond to that about there being an audit trail from where you buy your purchases?
No, I buy from the cash and carries. I buy from the Booker, HT, Demeter, and Crown. Yeah, I have all the invoices. I have, sir, all the invoices. I buy all the time from them, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thank you. Unless there's anything else, the time now is 11:19. 11:19. We will retire. I would anticipate if you come back to the room, Mr. Arshad, at about 12 o'clock noon. So at midday, come back and you'll be allowed back into the room to hear the decision. But the decision is just given. There's no more discussion.
Okay, sir.
But we may take a bit longer, but I don't anticipate it will take longer than 40 minutes. So thank you very much. May see you at midday.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, all of the officers. Thank you very much, dear sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Josh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Cornelia will take us off live.